The Chad Prather Show is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Protect your online privacy today at expressvpn.com/watchchad. It's party time, Mom. Welcome to another episode of the show. I partied all weekend long, Steve.
I did too.
Yeah.
Nonstop from Friday on. Big party at the house for beer for brunch.
You can't
crazy.
Use a microphone and be in the pool.
Why not?
Because you get electrocuted.
No, I did not. I was this far away.
Do you remember that young pastor that got electrocuted a couple of years ago? He was in the baptismal pool and he reached out and he grabbed the microphone and he died right there. I mean,
I guess I could have.
You could have.
Came that close.
Yeah.
We had ground fault protection. We were good.
Well, I mean, you were in the pool with an electrical engineer.
Yeah.
And I was thinking,
he made sure we did everything safe and put the board up out of the where it couldn't get on, wet and all that stuff.
Candice, did you see this picture? Did you see the picture of what they did? For beer for brunch?
I have not seen it, but
it was our Memorial Day special.
You're a miracle, Steve. It's a miracle that you're sitting there today.
Yeah, I'm a miracle. I've lived this long already.
Yeah.
Well, I say that giving him a hard time, but I was also deeply concerned because I know these stories, and they're sitting there in the pool, him, Big Mouth Matt, and Uncle Dan, and y'all are sitting there and in the pool with the microphones there, and I'm like, oh, dear God. Oh, dear God.
It also doesn't surprise me whatsoever.
No.
Now, this was not my brilliant idea. I wasn't the one that I went along with it, though. I didn't protest.
I said beer always goes good with some electrocution.
I know, that was funny.
Yeah, folks need to be watching Beer for Brunch, listening in, whatever you do.
I don't know. It's a lot of antics.
It's a lot of antics.
It's just antics.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either. It's just fun.
Well, they still need to watch it, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Why'd you say no?
No, I didn't say no, don't watch it. I'm like, yeah, come watch it.
Oh.
But I just
I'm trying to figure out this marketing plan here.
Hey, if I tell you don't do it, you might do it.
You might. I mean, that's some reverse psychology going on right there. We were out in West Texas. We were in Truscott, Texas. There was the drive-in music festival that was out there. And, it was good. It was our Rednecks with Paychecks crowd. They don't social distance too well.
None of my friends social distance.
Yeah.
We did the Friday night. We did crawfish bowl at the house. Mm-hmm. And nobody social distance.
No
neighbors called the police. No neighborhood watch write-ups. Mm-hmm. I looked for them. I was waiting for them.
I'm. Everybody knows I'm beyond tired of the whole thing, right? I mean, I'm just tired of it.
You don't like people.
Well, the thing is, that's what I'm tired of. I'm tired of this. Whatever switch got flipped in people's brains. And we're going to talk about that a little bit today because I'm really sick of talking about coronavirus, but I like talking about people's behavior because I've never seen anything where people just all of a sudden the switch got flipped. I don't know another way to describe it. And you're either, doing all this stuff or you just hate human beings.
Yes.
And I'm like, what in the world is wrong with you people? To just throw common sense out the window. We're sheep. We're all sheep.
We are. In some fashion, some form, we're sheep. And back to your hating people, there are some people, human beings, I hate. So,
But it's the masked people. It's the people who are supposedly doing all this social distancing stuff. They keep telling me they hope I die.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand.
Or the lady in the supermarket that walks by you, she's wearing her mask.
Yeah.
But when she goes to talk to you, she goes... I'm like, what? Either talk through the mask. You can talk through a mask.
So I'm headed back into the recording studio tomorrow. We've got a new song we're going to do, a new parody that'll be fun. And then tomorrow night, I'm at Wishbone and Flint. Myself, Steve Helms, Ben McPherson, Rob Redwine. And I want to say all those tables are sold out. I'm not sure, but they're in Fort Worth. Our buddy Stephen Rochelle, he's the chef there. Great restaurant, just right there off of Main Street in Fort Worth. So we're going in there and doing that. And I'm like, I just refuse to stop. I'm not going to. I mean, people are like, well, what are you going to do if you get sick? I guess I'll be sick.
Yeah, and you might die.
I could die.
Yeah.
And I've read some stuff on this coronavirus of how people die, and it doesn't sound fun. Right? It doesn't, and my heart goes out to anybody who has a family member or anything like that that's dealt with it. But let me just tell you, when you have 99% of the people recovering, 66% of the people in New York City were sheltering in place when they got sick. the numbers just don't lie on a deal like that. So I am not the healthiest specimen on the planet at 47 years old, but I still think I can weather the storm right now, you know?
No, I feel the same way.
And I'll be fair. Maybe, guys, if we had not distanced ourselves, because let's face it, we all have, it could have been worse, okay? And so I agree with that to a degree. But when you start getting to the point where it's the masks versus the unmasked and we're at war with each other, it's too far. We're going to talk about that. Hey, dreams, we all have them. Small ones, they're easy to talk about. The big ones, the ones we really want, not so much. Just like if we say them out loud, they have no chance of coming true. Well, I say when it comes to your future, dream big. The bigger, the better. And the dream of a better tomorrow starts with a degree from Ashford University. Ashford University's online bachelor's and master's degree programs will allow you to learn on a convenient and flexible schedule. At Ashford, you can expect faculty that teaches you real-world skills from real-world experience in online classes built for life's twists and turns. You can learn from home or wherever you feel comfortable. You can pursue a degree in one of Ashford's 60-plus programs like business administration, healthcare administration, psychology with 24/7 access to your support, the classroom, daily support, financial and aid is available. It's just like going to college, but it's so much easier, right? They're going to give you the tools you need to help make your dreams a reality. Dare to dream big. Your tomorrow starts today at Ashford University. There's no fee to apply. There's no standardized testing that's required to enroll. Go to ashford.edu/watchchad. That's ashford.edu/watchchad. Go there today. Not all programs are available in all states. ashford.edu/watchchad. I got it. Who knows? Be right back. Well, rock and roll, Studio 22, man. You know, the studio's been empty. Normally what we call the think tank, which is where all the writers and the producers and everybody has a desk in there and their computer, and they're always hard at work. It's been empty for, 2 months now? Feels like a year. I mean, there's so many people around here we haven't seen.
Do you think they'll ever come back?
They're going to come back, but I'm not real happy about it.
But, I mean, think about it. They're doing all this work from home.
Yeah.
We haven't stopped. Blaze hasn't stopped.
I don't know how it's going to affect
Articles are still getting written.
I don't know what it's affecting, but because that is not my department. But I kind of don't want them to come back. This is our place now.
Yeah, we kind of own it. We run it.
Sorry. Me, Sarah Gonzalez, and Stu Bergier, the only talent that comes in here. I think Glenn came in on Wednesday night.
What am I? I come in.
He snuck. Yeah, but you don't host a show.
Oh.
He snuck in under cover of night. I mean, our crew has shown up. Candace has shown up. Mark's shown up. Natalie's shown up. You've shown up. News and Why It Matters and Stu's crew, I mean, they show up and do their thing. There's been a lot of juggling that's going on, but I don't know. I'm like, y'all just stay gone. Stay gone. I'm just kidding. I'm anxious to see everybody. I love them. I made the Catholics mad this morning. Didn't really care. Two, I wasn't really trying to make anybody mad, but that's what happens.
It was funny.
Did you see the picture?
It was a meme. It was a funny meme.
It was like everything I do. It was, it's a meme that it was a meme, but I'm making fun of it, but I'm making a point too. But it was a picture of the priest who was, where was he? Detroit, squirting holy water on the church goers. They were driving by.
Was it really
car.
holy water? I thought he was just jacking with the kids.
No, I'm pretty sure it was real holy water, right? And so they drive by, and he just squirt the parishioners in the deal.
That's funny.
Yeah.
If it works, though, it works.
Well, people, I put the thing on there, and I said the issue was not that he was squirting the holy water, which, hey, if that's your tradition, do your tradition. I could just see this priest in there dipping the squirt gun in the holy water to fill it up, right?
You got to hold it there, shake it a little,
and then you see the bubbles coming up. And so then I'm thinking, here's this guy. He's got his hat, he's got his goggles, he's got his mask, he's got his robe, he's got a cover on. He's got his robe, but he's got his cover on, and he's got gloves, and this guy's just wrapped up. And I'm like, does this really look like this guy's believing in eternal life or the power of Christ? And I'm like, I know you guys are thinking, well, just he's trying to protect everybody else. I'm like, but they're getting squirted with holy water.
Well, I got a question. They're doing the online services, or not online, but the online services, the drive up in the parking lot services, all cool. But like in Catholic Church, you have to stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down, stand up. Are they able to do that?
No.
Yeah, it's kind of. How are they going to get their exercise?
I mean, everybody says you're mocking somebody's religion. No, well, you do that too. I mean, let's face it. You do it with Muslims. You do it with all kind of folks. I mean, so don't come off all holy and righteous. You think we're mocking your religion, and we're not. We're just making fun of the picture. I mean, it's a funny picture.
It is.
I mean, this guy had to know it was funny. He's out there squirting people with a green squirt gun. And I got all these people, and I'm like, well, and everybody's defending it, right? People and I'm like, oh, so now liberals love guns.
Yeah.
Right?
But
drive-by shootings. I mean, the priest is doing a drive-by shooting. That's what's happening here.
I have friends that have kids that don't let their kids point guns at each other, like even play guns, including water guns. And I'm like, why even have them then?
And he's doing it.
Yeah. Or Nerf guns. Me and one of your kids, we have some massive
Nerf battles, yeah.
We have some Nerf gun battles that are insane.
But I mean, you have people out there say, oh, that's uncomfortable to me. I don't like that. I mean, even Apple changed their emoji from a gun to a squirt gun or a laser gun or whatever it was, the little green thing. And that's what he's out there doing that. And there have been people who've been triggered over all that stuff. So anyway, I mean, that's whatever.
I'm glad they're mad at you now, and they all love me now.
Yeah, well, I don't know about you loving you, but I just thought it was funny, so I posted it on there. But the funniest comment somebody said was, I would be glad to let a priest squirt on me.
Oh.
I was like, what did you just say?
Yeah.
Anyway, they had no idea what was coming out of their mouth, right?
No.
Yeah. So I'm going to save this story till Candace gets back in here in a little while. There she is. Let's talk about it. So, New Yorkers. Candace, have you gotten your hair done at all or a haircut in the last few months?
No. I mean, I cut my own hair, and it turned out decently well. Thank God this is a GoPro camera and not a high-definition camera.
Well, this is Texas, so a lot of the salons are now open.
Yeah.
Again. Jade went and got her hair touched up, colored, whatever, the other day. Mm-hmm. But in a lot of places, there's still a lockdown. New York especially. I mean, New York is the hotbed. We know that, right? New York's bad. So New Yorkers are paying a lot of money for illicit haircuts, manicures, and Botox.
It's an underground business now.
It is.
Completely underground.
What do you think about that?
They got to do what they got to do. You know what I mean? I feel like that would have happened in Texas had it been
It was happening in Texas.
But my deal there is, if that's what you're going to do, if you're in the worst place of the pandemic, and that's what you're going to do, you're going to violate the rules, and you're going to go out to some underground place and get needles stuck in your face, get some cement poured in, and you're going to go get your hair cut. They're doing body waxes, they're doing massages, there's all kind of stuff going on. Then screw all the rules. Because if you're going to do that, then just screw all the rules, because you are the problem.
Well, that lets you know our economy is not near as bad as you think it is.
It's not. I agree.
Because you have now you got all with stimulus checks, you have unemployment. People are staying at home drawing $1,100 a week on unemployment till July and taking vacations and stuff like that while they have no job.
Yeah.
And of course they're going to go get their hair done.
Well, in New York, they're going to do that. So they're going in and they're paying a lot of extra money to get this stuff done. One lady said, I would look in the mirror and think, OMG, I can't do this anymore. So that's the thing to me. It just kind of makes a joke out of the whole deal. It doesn't mean anything to you. You expect everybody else to abide by the rules, but you're not abiding by the rules. You're sneaking off under the cover of night, so nobody will find you, risking going to jail.
I think there's more people like that, and they just don't say anything. They're just going to do what they want to do anyway. It's a handful of people that they've got to talk about, oh, how horrible you are.
Yeah.
But
there's a lot of people that are talking about how horrible you are. That's why I said I think it's the masks versus the unmasked at this point. That's the new divide, That's the new divide. And I don't care if you wear a mask. Candace.
I think, like what Steve was saying, they go underground. A lot of these celebrities, I mean, they're still having their nails done. Their people are just coming to their house. It's no different. But they have to go in line with the status quo, which is stay home or you're going to kill people.
Yeah. And I'll just tell you guys from my perspective, this is how I think about it. We've talked about your mother, talked about my mother. And, my mother is, she's immunocompromised. She went out the other day for the first time. Her and two of her friends went out to a restaurant, and she went and had Mexican food. I said, of all the things, you went out. And she said, yep, and enjoyed it. They went out and they had a deal, and she said, little bit by little bit, I'm going to start getting out more. The battery was dead in her vehicle. That's how much she hasn't been out. She has not, it's just sitting there for 2 months. Her battery was dead in her vehicle. She went to crank it up, nothing there. So, I told her, I said, just be careful. Just be mindful of where you are and how you act and people that are around you, because as we've said the entire time, Dr. Wilcuts was in here, it's real, it's infectious, but remember the mortality rate is not what we expected it to be. It could have been, maybe, possibly. We don't know. But my thing is, are we waiting? Because this is going to be like a 2-week flatten the curve, and now let's wait until the whole thing's gone.
Yeah, well,
now that ain't ever going to be gone.
I think I would have rather we could have already been over this if we'd have just stayed open. Mm-hmm. I think so. I think people would have died. Yep, people would have got it, and people would have lived. And I don't think the numbers would be any different.
How dare you?
I think it would happen in a shorter amount of time versus a longer amount of time. We're just dragging our deaths out.
Now, I can't believe somebody jumped.
I'm not a scientist or a doctor, though. So
well, there's no question more people would have died, especially in a place like New York, which is the perfect storm. But we've got that "Take 6 Feet and Shove It" song out, and it finally jumped over 1 million. Now it's like at 1.5 million views. It's like 40,000 shares or something, which is great. But again, you either love it or you hate it. No in between. It's a song. It's just a humorous song. It's meant to be funny, and so we talk about talking about the COVID deaths and stuff like that. And I think in that point in the video, which we just kind of shot at random, CJ kind of smiles or whatever, and they're like, she's psychotic. Oh my God, she's a sociopath. She's smiling about somebody's death. It's like, oh my Lord. I mean, don't watch any movies.
I was going to say, we kind of joke about death. I mean, that's one of the ways we get over death.
Don't talk about the Darwin Awards, the dumb ways people kill themselves. I mean, we've always talked about those kind of things, and it doesn't, nobody wants anybody else to die, but everybody's going to. I don't know how many different times I can say that.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to. I hope you live to be 125 years old.
Ooh, who wants to live to 125?
Nobody does. That's why I say, because when you're like 95, then boom, you're out.
You're like, somebody take me out. Give me some COVID.
They're done. So New Hampshire, they got a high school. They're going to have a graduation ceremony. And I saw somebody was doing a graduation ceremony this weekend. It was a drive through the parking lot, which I would just skip it, And I've told a lot of people who are like, well, we're kind of having a hard time because we can't do the graduation ceremony. I said, I promise you in 30 years, it won't matter. You'll have a story to tell that nobody else can tell.
Yeah.
So just accept your accomplishment. Congratulations. Now go build a future. I get that you missed the ceremony. I understand. But I got to sneeze.
How far
Not
apart?
COVID.
How far apart are ski lifts? They're way over 6 feet.
But that's what they're going to do. They're going to do a ski lift. They're going to do the graduation ceremony. Be a 30-minute deal. You ride to the top of the mountain. They take a picture of you. You get your diploma. You ride to the bottom of the mountain, and you take another picture.
That's kind of cool. I lived up in New Hampshire for 3 months during the winter. I don't need to live there again. I lived in Berlin, New Hampshire, right by the Canadian border.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nope, not going to do that again.
Yeah, it sounds cold.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'll give it to them. That's a creative way to have their ceremony, right? I mean, they have the luxury of being able to do that because they've got a...
Do you see what happens to people on ski lifts?
Oh, yeah, I know.
They die.
I mean, you're putting people in danger
Yeah.
in that regard.
You have to sign some kind of waiver before you graduate.
That is the crux of the matter with any topic you talk about right now is it's all dangerous, okay? I have in my truck right now, if you go out there and open up the console, you know what's in there?
A bunch of junk.
Deadly cash. Cash money that has been spent, that has changed hands, that has been stuck places, stepped on. You know, it's got spittle on it. It's got germs on it. People have talked around it. They have. I mean, think about it. And it's out there, and I'm going to use it. I'm going to touch it. No one has stopped using cash.
No. And money's dirty. Everybody knows
that. It's
that.
dirty. So, I mean, that's dangerous. So what are you going to do? Everything you do has an element of danger to it. We get more.
If you'll send all your dirty money to me, I'll clean it.
You'll clean it for them, and you won't get it back. Hey, unless you plan on self-isolating forever, you're going to need to get around other people again. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Look at me. You're going to have to. One of the best ways to avoid getting sick is a healthy immune system. Come on, folks. All year round, you got to do it, which is why you should be taking Field of Greens from Brickhouse Nutrition. Just a scoop of Field of Greens has a full serving of real USDA-certified organic fruits and vegetables, which boost your energy, support your healthy immune system. And if you're out of shape and don't eat healthy, your risk is higher to get sick. It's simple as that. Plus, diet of fruits and vegetables can reduce your risk of heart disease, hypertension, stroke, even cancer. Plus, Field of Greens is prebiotic, probiotic, and a great source of vitamins, fiber, and other nutrients. Just put 1 scoop in a glass of water, stir it, drink it, you're done. Right now, I want to save you 15% off your first order with offer code CHAD at brickhousechad.com. Somebody sent me a message the other day, and they were asking about different flavors, and they were like, what do you think about this flavor? It's all good. I'm telling you, it is all good. And when you say Field of Greens, you think you're drinking a water full of vegetables. You're not. It's flavored, and it's really good. But if you'll subscribe right now, you can save an extra 10% every single month. Turn your body into a brick house with Field of Greens. They have many other products that are there, too, that work very well. I take them every day. brickhousechad.com. brickhousechad.com. Be right back. AOC owes $2,000 in taxes from a failed business venture. That's from like 7 years ago. She hadn't paid her. She wants to raise your taxes, but she's not going to pay hers.
Hey, if it's over 7 years, don't they just let it slide?
You hope.
I thought 7 years was the rule. Hope. Every year I'm like throwing away 7 years ago taxes.
That's not quite how it works, right. But yeah. Anyway, I mean, that's the way it goes. Yeah, that's anyway. AOC, God bless her. She's the gift that keeps on giving. Yeah, you know, this mail-in ballot thing, that's been the big talk right now is and again, I've come out in very strong terms and said that Democrats can't win an election unless they cheat. And that seems to be true. And they say that about the right as well. Okay.
The last thing we need is a mail-in ballot then.
But a mail-in ballot, yeah, that's right. So why would you advocate for it? If we're cheating, then why would you advocate for that? Texas, Ken Paxton, our Attorney General, Texas has blocked the plan to allow mail-in ballots. I mean, first of all, they don't have any proof of residency in a lot of places. I mean, I still get stuff that, you know, gets sent to old addresses where I used to live, and there's so many places across the country where the proof of residence, like right now in our neighborhood, Jade and I were talking about it last night, we don't get a lot of other people's mail, but we have, we've got one of those boxes with the key and the whole thing, and our mail lady, she's very studious and stuff like that. So, you know, but then some places you go and you get somebody's mail all the time.
A couple of times a week, I get somebody that used to live at our address. I get their mail, so I don't know if they're forwarding.
But look at it like this. Let's say
I look at it.
let's say, I'm sure you do. Of course you would.
Check.
Of course you would. Maybe they sent cash in the birthday card.
Maybe so.
If they knew the mail ballots were coming in and people wanted to, they could just start robbing mailboxes. They could go around there and check them out, pull the ballots out of there, fill them out, send them in. You want to talk about a cluster F? I mean, that's going to be a mess.
Yeah.
And I've told you before, if Grandma's got her ballot sitting there on the kitchen table and you say, hey, Grandma, oh, yeah, I need to fill that out. Don't worry, Grandma, I'll fill it out for you. I mean, that's a small one, but yeah, just the idea of there's too many things. There's no way this mail-in ballot.
I think they're, and the Democrats are not, they're looking at it from the aspect of any way we can get people to vote.
Yeah.
Because voter turnout's low anyway.
Okay, so when it comes to absentee ballots, I think that whole system needs to be revamped, revised, and made better. I've voted via absentee ballot, but it requires you to get that ballot, right? You got to get that ballot. You got to use it. But just this idea of sticking it in your mail and, I mean, I got a problem with that.
Instead of doing that, let's open up the voting polls a longer period of time. Kind of like they already
than just
do
one
it.
day.
They do it now. They do early voting. You have a week or so.
Yeah.
You can go there every day. Why not make it 3 weeks that you have to vote, and you go there when the line's not long?
I don't know what the solution is there. I mean, I early vote. Pretty much every election, I early vote. I just encourage everybody to get out and vote. I mean, it's a great privilege. It's a great privilege to do it. It's not an obligation, but what a great thing.
We should run for something.
Should we?
Yeah.
I think
Prather party foul ticket?
Yeah, we're going to do a Prather party foul 20 election
20
shirt.
something.
Yeah, we'll just do a 2020, Prather party foul election shirt. I'll design that. I think that, we should come up with that. I don't know. There's so many ideas. We still got to I got to talk to Alexander or something. We got to do a Mark Tate, sorry. Mark Powell. We got to do a Mark Tate, Make America Pretty Good. A lot of people have been sending me messages about that.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good idea.
It is. Make America Pretty Good.
Make America Pretty Good.
MAPCA.
Did you see these guys in Virginia that shoplifted? They were wearing watermelons on their head in the convenience store.
I just wonder how big a watermelons he's already got to get
pretty big watermelon
put on your head.
For my head, that's for sure.
A pinhead or something.
Yeah, they cut eye holes out and went in there. I mean, when ski masks just won't do, that's interesting.
Seems like it'd be hard to run with a watermelon rind on your head.
I mean, that's a lot of work goes into cleaning out a watermelon, man. But they hollowed out the watermelons and went in the convenience store there in Virginia. And it caught them.
Did they wake up that morning and come up with this idea and to do this?
I mean, what drugs you got to be on?
That's what I was thinking. Were they day drinking and it turned into, hey, let's go get some more beer?
You're not very inconspicuous walking around with a watermelon on your head, right? So that's an idea. I mean, that's something you could do. Did you see that one in Maryland, Mark? Did you see the one in the restaurant? And these people are in the middle. It looks like they cut a hole in the middle of a big table, a folding table, and it's got this big inner tube all the way around the edge.
I saw that.
And it's got wheels on the legs on the bottom, and they're walking into the restaurant, and it guarantees that they're socially distanced. Because basically what that does is they can now just put a chair under them or a stool, and they just squat down right in the middle of their table.
That's a brilliant marketing idea because we're talking about it. They're making money off of it. People are going to show up so they can wear that stupid table.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, people are more desperate than me to get out in public.
Yeah, I went out.
If I got to go put a table on.
I went out Saturday night, and we went and ate, and then we went right down the street to another bar, and I'm like, man, this place is too packed. So we went back to the restaurant.
Well, Jade, she's having lunch today with one of her old college friends, and they're at the patio over there in Colleyville and eating. And I'm like, I don't need to go out to eat that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy to cook at home. I mean, there's no question I've gained weight, but I just don't feel the need to go out.
I'm back dropping weight. I've lost a half a pound in a week.
Half a pound in 7 days. Look at you, son. Well, we're moving on up. I think I lost a pound.
Well, I put my favorite shorts on last week, and I didn't need to put my belt on because they stayed up.
They stayed up.
I'm like, no, because I couldn't wear them for like a year because I was down.
I bought a new pair of shorts that were my size. They came from Australia, and they, if I don't wear a belt, they're falling down on me.
They have different size system in Australia than
Yeah,
we
but
do.
I would have thought they would have been smaller. They weren't.
You can even look in your shoe. Let me see this. What's this?
Yeah, well, they do in UK and Australia. They do have a different system, but typically it's smaller. So
I don't have glasses on. I can't see that.
yeah, I don't think anybody was caring. The
We have Australia listeners that are going to tell us
well, it's true.
what the difference is.
It's true. Well, we just told them. They know.
There you go.
The Florida, and that's the thing. I was talking to my mother yesterday. She's, of course, in Georgia, where I grew up. And Georgia, they opened the state up. Ron DeSantis there in Florida, the governor of Florida, he opened the state up. And you're seeing the death rates go down there. Big risk for somebody like Brian Kemp there in Georgia to open the state up and just turn it loose, but you're seeing the death rates that are going down. And, somebody said that the cases of testing positive in Texas, now that we've opened up, are going higher. But that's because we have more widespread testing, right? And there's less hospitalizations, there's less death rates. You got to look at the right numbers. I told you the numbers don't lie. You got to look at the right numbers. We got to get out. We got to get around each other. We got to be, like I told you, within a week of everything shutting down, we're out there shaking hands with thousands of people on the road, in an airplane, in an airport. I mean, you and I spend our life around a lot of people.
Different people.
Hey, you want to save some money? I'll help you. Right now, this is a perfect time to rearrange some things in your life. Right now is when you need to do it. When's the last time you looked at how much you're spending every month on your car insurance, on your homeowner's insurance? Now's the time to check out Gabby and see about getting a lower rate for the exact same coverage you already have. Gabby takes the pain out of shopping for insurance by giving you an apples-to-apples comparison of your current coverage with 40 of the top insurance providers, folks like Progressive, Nationwide, Travelers. Just think your current insurance account, link your current insurance account, and in about 2 minutes, you'll be able to see quotes for the exact same coverage you currently have, and you're going to get the quotes on it. You're going to love it. That's exactly what I did. I logged in with my current insurance provider, and within seconds was matched with dozens of competing prices. Gabby customers save $825 per year on average. If they can't find you savings like they did for me, they'll let you know so you can relax, knowing you've already got the absolute best rate that's out there, and they're never going to sell your info, so no spam, no robocalls, totally free to check your rate, and there's no obligation. Take 2 minutes today. See how much you can save on your car and home owner's insurance. Go to Gabby.com/watchchad. That's GABI.com/watchchad. Gabby.com/watchchad. Be right back. A brand new news story that has come out today on The Blaze. Illinois governor adds jail time as a potential penalty for business owners who defy the stay-at-home order. He filed it as an emergency rule. These little despots, these little tyrants, these little dictators, these governors of these states, man, they're pissing me off, dude.
Why aren't they jailing the people that come to those?
I mean,
if
the
you're
whole
jail
thing,
everybody, just throw us all in jail, lock us all up, put us on lockdown.
Well,
I'm kidding.
Governor J.B. Pritzker, of course, he's a Democrat, governor of Illinois, says business owners would be charged with a Class A misdemeanor for violating the state's coronavirus stay-at-home order. Restaurants, bars, barbershops, salons, gyms can now face a fine up to $2,500 and 1 year in jail for operating in defiance of the shutdown. I don't get it, man.
If they all defied and they all opened up, what would he do then?
Yeah.
Nothing.
I don't know, man. I just think the whole thing is just crazy. You're right. I mean, what happens if everybody just left the house and was like, forget it, we're going?
I think that's what's going to happen. I think that we're coming to that where people are just going to do what they want to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how long are you going to go? I mean, at this stage in the game, how long are you going to go? as of today, the auto workers are back to work. The assembly lines are back open. Of course, they're using social distance. But, GM, Ford, those guys, they've opened their plants back up and brought people back to work. So that's a positive step in the right direction, I think. But even on an assembly line, I mean, you're touching it and then it's going down the line and somebody else is touching it.
Yeah, and I think you're pretty far apart on those anyway.
Yeah.
For most of the time, I don't think mechanics don't like people close to them anyway. When they're working on something, they're like, back away.
I mean, you people gonna starve to death. I mean, you can't go another month like this.
No.
Can't go another month like this. I mean, people have nothing. They have nothing. Some people, I mean, they live check to check, and even that's not enough to get them where they need to be. And now you're just going to take everything away? So anyway, Florida, Ron DeSantis, the governor there, he's kind of opening up the vacation rentals again, but not for New Yorkers. If you're from New York City, he said, I'm probably not going to approve that. So
how can they tell? Are they stopping you at the border driving into Florida?
Well, no, but if you're going to rent a place, if you're going to do a vacation rental like an Airbnb or a VRBO or whatever, then you've got to, you're going to fill out where you're from because you got to put your card in and things like that. So.
Isn't that xenophobic or something like that? Or
no.
Isn't that racist against New Yorkers?
Yorkophobic.
Let's find out. There's somebody will throw a fit over that.
Well,
yeah.
I know, I don't know. And we've got friends in New York. We've got friends from the Blaze here who are now living in Manhattan and move up there and they shut the whole city down.
Yeah.
Sam Sullivan, she moved up there. Her and her husband, Chris, they moved up there and boom, they shut the thing down within days of them moving up there. So they've been locked in their apartment. Yeah.
Oh.
Right downtown. And so it's a weird thing. Japan is in a recession. That's the first time in 5 years but they're in a recession. France, they're closing down schools. Because a kid tested positive. Be interesting to see. People are living in fear, Steve.
Yep, they are.
Are you afraid?
Nope.
Me either.
And for the most part, the kids in my neighborhood still running up and down the streets. They're all playing and stuff. There was a lady that wrote on the little Nextdoor app, I think I said this, that she was telling on kids gathering at the park. And she was going to call the police. And you know what the funny thing about that whole thing was? Her name was Karen. I was like, perfect.
Oh, Karens.
Dang it.
That Karen thing has really taken off. That's kind of been the deal where everybody talks about, the person that complains to the manager is a Karen.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for people named Karen now. Because, Chad has always been, oh, you're such a Chad or you're such a Brad. That's always been kind of a derogatory thing. And now there's, that's such a Karen thing to do. I'm feeling bad for the Karens of the world.
Yeah, and our friends that made the sign for the Party Foul Pub, her name's Karen. I give her a hard time about that.
That's funny.
She takes it. She doesn't care.
Yeah, I mean, it's all in good fun in that regard. I've had to hear that on Twitter forever. You're of course your name is Chad. Like, yeah, I'm right, too. Oh, Stevie Steve.
I've only known 2 Chads in my life, I think, and I like both of them. There's some Chad out there giving everybody else a bad name, right?
I guess. I've read an article the other day, Mark, about why the name Chad or Brad gets a hard time, and the person was really reaching on the deal. They said because it comes from Chadwick, and of course Wick was city or like having ville at the end of something. So it was owning property. The Chadwicks in England, and then they of course that Chadwick became a first name because that was their name. Then they came to America, and they were still thought of as these wealthy landowners and the people who look down on everybody else. And I'm like, you guys are really reaching through history.
That's kind of cool, though. Go with it.
Yeah, I mean, that's me. I'm a landowner. What are you going to do? I'm a Chadwick. Everybody answers me. Look at this mustache, though. It's starting to grow in. It's starting to get
I saw you were getting
my little handlebars coming in.
Coming in.
Look, Steve, look. Oh, my God.
Were you doing one of those on the Pillow Talk thing or something?
No.
You still doing that Pillow Talk
I do
thing?
Pillow Talk every other day.
Oh, okay.
Pillow Talk. On Instagram. It's weird to me, dude. People always comment. They're like, I have missed the Pillow Talks. And I'm like, I'm doing them every other day.
What about, did you do Chad Church on Sunday?
Nope. I was out of town.
Oh, okay.
I was out of town. And we were around some music artists and stuff like that, and they were all about their social distancing and making sure that the crowd stayed back at least 200 feet or something like that. And I'm like, come on, guys. You're in the middle of 60,000 acres in West Texas.
The thing about it is, some of those guys, it'd be really good for their career if they got a little publicity by being too close to, and so people could be outraged over that. Might help their music career.
Well, it's funny, and Sam Riggs, our buddy Sam Riggs, he was out there, and he was one of the performers. He wasn't one of the ones who was doing it. I was going to say,
he'd be like calling me in close. And...
No, Sam wasn't one of the ones asking for distancing, but Sam came flying in. He made his entrance on one of the helicopters. They flew him on a helicopter, and I'm like, I'd rather take my chances with somebody breathing near me than getting on there with one of those cowboys flying one of those helicopters and slinging it in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Those are, some of those helicopters, they fly like that, and they're like they hunt the coyotes and the wild hogs.
They had been hog hunting that morning.
Yeah, I was going to say, they wild flyers. It's crazy.
Yeah, they're like crop dusters, man, but with helicopters.
I like it. That's cool. I'm not going to go flying.
I don't get on helicopters.
Yeah.
They were like, you want to go hog hunting? I was like, I don't get on helicopters. Don't do it. That's my thing. I've been on plenty of them. Don't do it.
I'd rather have COVID.
I don't know. I mean, if it was get COVID or take a helicopter ride, I think I'm going to take the helicopter ride. But either way, y'all hang tight. We'll be right back. If you were a priest with a water gun and they were driving by and you're squirting them with holy water, you'd be aiming for their eye or something like that.
And if you knew that you were going to church with a priest with a water gun, I'd take my super soaker with me and I'd get him back.
Yeah, you'd think the Vatican could afford super soakers.
Yeah.
Get a good old dose of it.
You have a good water gun fight with the priest.
I went back over the last week, really, and I was watching little clips from our old show on the Blaze, Humor Me, and I was watching our clips of Reverend Swindle. I miss Reverend Swindle. That was the funniest stuff,
I've been telling you to bring him back.
We got to do more Reverend Swindle. You got to give. You got to give. And then Sean texted me a little while ago, and Bougie was like, we got to do some more Reverend Swindle. I was like, we need to. Because, Swindle's funny, dude. I loved it. That used to piss people off, too. People were like, okay, really? Is that a hill you want to die on? Yeah, it was funny. I loved it. WatchChad.com is the place where all the fun stuff happens. And I encourage people to go to blazetv.com, sign up for your annual subscription, and join us. There's a whole lot of really good programming on there. Even I'll jump on there every when I'm watching it, flipping through there, I see a lot of stuff that you're not getting on YouTube. You're not getting it on Facebook or social media and stuff. There's some good programming out there, not the least of which, of course, have been Glenn Beck's Wednesday night specials. He's been very revealing on a lot of different things that are going on across the country, and it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Unlike us, they do a lot of research. They do a lot of research. If it wasn't for Candace, we wouldn't have anything to talk about.
No, we just sit up here and talk back and forth like a podcast, like in the old days.
We'd be fired. We wouldn't have a job at the Blaze. We wouldn't have anything going on. They'd be like, nope, you're out. You're out. But I think people enjoy that. I think you enjoy that. I think you enjoy the banter. I think you enjoy talking. We make jokes. There's nothing sacred, and we're just going to make fun of everything. That's what we're going to do. That's our commitment to you. We're going to make fun of you. We're going to make fun of ourselves.
Amen.
And that's what we're all about.
Can I say amen after you make jokes?
Yeah, you can. I'm going to squirt you right in the eye.
Right now.
I'm going to squirt right in your eyes.
Ooh.
There it goes. So there it is. Go to watchchad.com. Of course, sign up at Blaze TV. Get all your stuff, man, and keep hanging out with us. Go over. I need you to go over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a rating and review. You say, I've done it. Do it again. Do it again. I don't like dropping in the rankings and our how are we doing so far? People watching, people listening for the most part. We got a little crowd.
Yeah, loyal crowd.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna
rating
catch
and reviewing.
Come on,
I want you to catch
Chad.
me.
I want you to catch me. I can't stand it. We love y'all. God bless. See you next time.